What's going on, family? Welcome back to the Cinema Goodness Podcast. I'm Kaheem. It's JP. What's going on, JP?
Nothing much. Good. I'm nothing much. I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah, man, it's a good day, man. We got a good episode for y'all today. We're gonna be looking at two trailers. We got the Wonder Man trailer from Marvel, and we got They Will Kill You, starring Zazie Beetz, man. And then we're gonna wrap things up with Avatar: Fire and Ash. It's a long film, but James Cameron, I think he did his big one with this. He went for the gusto, I think. But yeah, man, very excited for this episode today, man. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. Let's get into the cinema goodness. So Hollywood,
Including your favorite genres. And
what's going on, family? This is Kaheem.
And I'm JP.
And this is the Cinema Goodness Podcast, where we talk movies, all things related to Hollywood,
Including your favorite genres and upcoming projects. Join us here for an unbiased and unfiltered discussion from our unique perspective.
So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. Let's get into the cinema goodness. All right, man. We still working this thing out, bro. We got the little technical stuff going on, but we gonna work it out, man. It's gonna be good. We gonna get into this trailer, brother. Wonder Man.
You got this, man. You just gotta go out there and crush it.
Where have we seen him before? Pretty sure he used to be a terrorist.
This is intense.
Let's not give him any strange energy to pick up on. We both have a lot riding on this, Simon.
Why would you say that?
Come in. Mr. Kovac will meet you in the living room.
Amazing.
A superhero remake. Not exactly what we'd expect from an Oscar-winning director.
This is the role. It's everything. If I get this close and I miss,
I'm gonna need you to sign this to confirm you don't have superpowers.
yeah. I need to be in this movie. I was born to play this character.
Acting is the sum of everything you've experienced. The joy, sadness, loss, heartbreak.
The Department of Damage Control considers Simon Williams an extraordinary threat.
Are you gonna use super speed or what?
I'm gonna use my car, Trevor.
Does that mean you do or do not have super speed?
Let's go!
Nice. I thought it was a movie, man, but it's a series, and they put it on. Yeah, it looks good.
It does look good, actually. And you know what? It's funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people have been dogging Marvel big time about everything, especially those that have minority leads.
Mhm.
So, I think this is refreshing. I laughed a few times out loud.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, and I didn't realize that Yahya Abdul-Mateen was an Oscar winner. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. We got to find out what movie that's from.
You know what? I do know. It's from Moonlight. I believe that's when he won his Oscar.
He was in Moonlight.
Wasn't he in Moonlight? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll look it up later. All right, but either way, both him and Ben Kingsley are Academy Award winners. That's probably, I don't know. Is that first for a Disney series?
Think so, man.
Might be.
I know he was in Candyman, Ambulance, which I loved. He was Black Manta, of course, and he was Dr. Manhattan and Watchmen.
True.
I wonder what this was for. Us. He was in Us.
He sure was.
I don't know. Maybe it was for Watchmen.
I'm looking right now.
But that's interesting though, man. Yeah, it's gonna be really good, man. I think it's cool because they're starting to really add like some of the no-name characters back into, well, not no-name, but the ones we didn't see in a while. I forget his name from he was the Mandarin. He was the Mandarin in Iron Man. Now he's back. The cop from Spider-Man, he's in there now. So they starting to bring everybody into the fold, man. It looks like it's gonna be good, bro. I'm excited for it. We just checked out the Wonder Man trailer. We about to check out this They Will Kill You trailer, man. They Will Kill You. Zazie Beetz.
The Virgil was built in 1923. Today, it's one of the most exclusive buildings in Manhattan.
Hi, I'm the new maid.
With such wealth comes the expectation of the highest quality of service.
It's a lot of lux.
This building is a temple to Satan. Each month we must pay with a human sacrifice. Tonight, you are the offering.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
You little shit! There has to be a way out of here.
Be a death trap.
Our offering is on the loose. Be on the lookout. I just dropped her picture in the group chat.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
No, bitch. Fuck you.
Fuck you!
I don't know what is going on in here. But Ray, I am in a forgiving mood. Who the fuck are you?
Where did you learn how to fight like that?
Prison.
Let them try.
No, that's gonna be good, man.
Oh yeah,
it looks highly entertaining. Zazie Beetz is amazing, man.
And you know what's so funny is the lady that's, I think she's the main antagonist. She's from Severance.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that.
You ever say, man, you gotta see Severance. She is so creepy and crazy in Severance. So seeing her in this kind of being like horror,
yeah,
she's automatically creepy every time I see her on screen.
Was she the nun too? Was she like in the nun?
You know what? I don't know. I haven't seen
the nun. What was that? She was like possessed or something. Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's her. I believe that's David Arquette's sister.
What?
I believe.
Yeah, Stigmata. Stigmata. That's the one I was thinking about.
Oh, I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, she was
That's
crazy.
old.
Now. Yeah, man, classic film, bro.
Oh yeah.
But she's amazing too. I recognize Tom Felton from Harry Potter, Draco Malfoy. But yeah, it looks good, man. It looks like it's gonna be real entertaining. The production value is crazy. A lot of I get Quentin Tarantino. Every time I see like somebody get shot and somebody like fly back all crazy, I immediately think of Tarantino, man.
Most definitely. So it has that vibe in there.
Yeah, man, for sure, bro. It's good. All right, man. Let's get to Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Avatar: Fire and Ash follows Jake Sully and Neytiri as they cope with grief, facing a new war on Pandora against the hostile fire-wielding Na'vi tribe called the Ash People, led by Varang, while battling both humans and internal family conflict, with their adopted son Spider and daughter Kiri playing crucial roles in the escalating struggle for their planet's survival. The plot intensifies as the Sullys are forced to flee into volcanic regions, confronting darker themes and exploring a new, aggressive Na'vi culture that contrasts with the previous film's portrayal. Now, Avatar: Fire and Ash is a 2025 American epic science fiction film directed by James Cameron, who co-wrote the screenplay with Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver, from a story the trio wrote with Josh Friedman and Shane Salerno. Distributed by 20th Century Studios and produced by Lightstorm Entertainment, it is a sequel to Avatar: The Way of Water from 2022, and the third installment in the Avatar film series. It stars Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang, and Kate Winslet reprising their roles.
Awesome, man. Right off the bat, got a question for you. Did Fire and Ash feel darker than you expected, or exactly where Avatar was headed? Do you feel it was better than The Way of Water?
It did not go darker than I expected. I don't believe. And I don't believe it was better than The Way of Water.
Okay. Sounds good, man. I'm on that.
What's your opinion?
I did think it was going to be a little darker.
Okay.
I think the trilogy is tough because for me, I thought this was going to be the end, but it comes to find out that James Cameron planning on doing more of these. I think because of that, a lot of the stuff that they could have done with the characters, they didn't do, and it did the film a little like disjustice. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was good, but I do think Way of Water was better. I think Way of Water is probably my favorite one out the trilogy. But I do feel like they didn't push the story as far as they could have. So.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. And we'll get into that a little bit in more depth as we get into the review, but I definitely am with you on that. Now, let me clarify. Do you think that it was darker than you expected it to be, or it was about as dark as you expected?
It wasn't. It wasn't. I thought it was going to be a little darker with the term Fire and Ash. I thought it was going to be a little bit more grungier. So
I got you now.
But it was very entertaining though. James Cameron didn't make another Avatar movie. He lit a match and tossed it into the soul of the franchise. Fire and Ash arrives darker, angrier, and emotionally bruised. This isn't about discovery anymore. It's about what survives after loss and what turns into ash. Released December 19th, 2025, this third installment doesn't expand Pandora outward, it drills inward. Grief, rage, identity, and the uncomfortable idea that the Na'vi are no longer morally untouchable. Pandora isn't a paradise anymore. It's a battlefield with memory. Act 1. Grief still has teeth. Mourning the unfinished. We picked the story up after the Way of Water. The Sully family is still fractured by the son's death. I can't pronounce this guy's name. Nataim, the son. Grief isn't poetic or soft. It's sharp and corrosive. Turi is emotional, and her sorrow is something dangerous. She doesn't mourn human destruction, but she resents Spider. His presence is a reminder of what the world took from her son. Meanwhile, Jake is stuck doing what Jake does, carrying the impossible leadership, burdening the family after his loss. The Spider problem. Spider's human biology becomes a ticking time bomb. He can't breathe in Pandora's air. Supplies are running out. Jake's decision to send him back to the human camp isn't cruel, but he feels like he's abandoning Spider. Right here, right? They got this thing with Spider, right? No human can breathe in Pandora. So his batteries starting for his mask is starting to like dwindle, and it's becoming kind of like a hassle for everybody. So this is like the first plot point that I was like, okay, this is cool. It makes sense. Like he can't live with them forever. Like something has to give, you know? And I thought that was like a strong point. But I felt like they was kind of using Spider as like a device, man. And when I thought they was going, what I thought they was going to do with him, they didn't do. I thought they was going to like kill him off or something, you know, and kind of have him like kind of be like a different vehicle. But it wasn't like that. I thought it was plot armor at points. I thought they made Spider more important than he should have been. You know, I don't know if I agree with that. You know, because it kind of took the importance away from the tribe, from the people. It made him kind of like the focus. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I do know what you're saying. I feel like the movie lacked a little bit of focus. So that's part of it. And I don't know. When I was watching, more than anything, I felt a little disjointed as the movie shifted from scene to scene as to how these things all go together. And I think they were trying to do too much, honestly. That is reflected in the bloated runtime of over 3 hours.
Yeah.
And not just because of the bloated runtime, because I can watch a long movie if it keeps me in it and it's exciting or it's riveting or something like that. It's suspenseful. So, I mean, I don't mind that at all. I just felt like this movie was trying to figure out what it wanted to be. And I really feel like it struggled in the shadow of The Way of Water.
Yeah.
In many ways, I feel like it repeated plot points from The Way of Water.
Okay.
So I don't know. I agree with your point there, but I feel like that is going to be true for a lot of aspects of this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So Spider ends up getting on this ship, right, with the Wind Traders. And during this sail across the skies, we meet the Ash Tribe. And this is kind of like, this is where the film really was dope to me. Like when the Ash Tribe kind of came, that's what made it interesting. And I think that's kind of like what they was focusing on. They wanted like this Ash Tribe to be like the focus. Like they brought it in Pandora, brought it in the Na'vi tribe, make it seem like everybody's not all peace and like hugs and kisses. There's a antithesis to it. You know what I'm saying? To the
within
peace.
the Na'vi people, yes.
Yeah. So into the ash, the ambush, mid-flight, the convoy is attacked. No warning, no mercy. Meet the Ash people. They're volcanic, starred, militarized, and unlike the Na'vi tribe, they are rejecting Eywa. This is kind of like the pivot. You know what I'm saying? Where Navis can be villains too.
True.
So, how do you pronounce this? The name? Do you got that?
Which one?
The chief of the Ash people, the female.
I was saying Varang or Varang.
Varang. Okay.
That's how I was saying, and I believe that's how Quaritch was pronouncing it. I think he was saying Varang or Varang, something like that.
Okay, Varang. It's a chilling new presence. The matriarch shaped by annihilation. Her tribe homeland was destroyed, and instead of mourning Eywa, she abandons her. She allies with the RDA not out of ignorance, but a strategy. Guns, flamethrowers, power, survival through diamonds. She wants to create thunder. It was dope when she was trying to, you know how they had the guns and they more like bows and arrows and stuff. So she wanted to create thunder. And I thought that was kind of like a segue into how the captain and her kind of like meshed, you know, because they both like around like chaos. And I thought that was pretty dope.
And I mean, when we get that scene, when he has this idea that he's gonna give the Ash tribe guns, when she gives him the psychedelic drugs, you know, she blows up his nose, and she's like, "I want to see your soul. I want to see who you are." Yeah. And essentially, they're very much two of the same. So her desire and his desire are about the same, and so that's why they mesh together big time. And eventually, you see he even starts having the ash painted on him and all of that. By the end of the movie, he's not even in uniform anymore. Right. So I think that probably is the best part of the movie because it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then knowing how much of a villain he has been and the lengths that he will go, because he doesn't have any boundaries. He'll do anything to try to achieve his goal. It doesn't matter who it kills. And that's exactly how Varang is. I mean, we find out what kind of person she was when they attacked the convoy, because if you remember, they had a kamikaze. One of the guys had the flammable liquid in a pouch, and she tells him, gives him a cue. He douses himself. She shoots an arrow, sets him on fire.
Yeah.
So he can kamikaze into the hot air balloon animal. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. They raw.
She's big for real. She don't care about her people. She don't care who she kills. Yeah.
They rough, man.
So she's a two-piece of the pot with Quaritch.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Separation and chaos. The Sully family is split during attack, scattering characters across Pandora both physically and emotionally. This fragmentation mirrors the internal state. Everyone is isolated, everyone is hurt. Spider's transformation, the heart of the film. Spider's oxygen mask fails, suffocation sets in, and instead of science saving him, Pandora does. Kiri enters a trance, connecting to Eywa through the spiritual realm. What follows is one of the film's most mystical moments. Through biological infusion, Spider undergoes transformation. He finally can breathe Pandora's air. It seems like a plot device, but it's more of, I guess, a symbolic rebirth. Spider is no longer like borrowing time from Pandora, but he belongs to Pandora now. And this kind of changes everything for Spider. It was kind of like from Way of Water, he's always kind of like the outcast. You know what I'm saying? Because Pandora moved differently and the kids was just like far beyond him, and he really couldn't adapt. But this kind of makes it so that he can adapt. He becomes a part of Pandora, which was a cool concept. I just don't know how I feel about it. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think Spider should have survived in this movie, or did it feel like plot armor?
That's a great question. I feel like that the stakes would have been higher had they not been able to save him, possibly. But because essentially the movie's centered around him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's centered around him, and it's centered around Kiri, and it's centered around Varang and what she wants, which is to burn everything. So, with him being such a central part of the movie, there's no way they were going to kill him. Now, what I must say is, since that wasn't the way, that he was going to go, I really love that they used the mycelium network to infuse him with the ability to breathe in Pandora, because that's been a little bit of everywhere. Mycelium essentially is like a fungus. It's part of fungus, and it's the same thing that is part of The Last of Us, which the zombies are all interconnected through that. Also with one of the most recent Star Trek series, they use the mycelium network to travel, which essentially is that same type of thing. It's interconnectedness.
Okay.
And mycelium is like the connection underneath the ground that fungus uses to, communicate signals and find nutrients and stuff like that. So I said all that to say I thought it was cool that they used that as a way to change him. Because it's half science, half fictions. I think that made some sense because we keep seeing that in sci-fi. With that being said, I think his character is a little annoying. He could have died in this, but they made him too much of a central part of the story.
Yeah. So what they did was they kind of tied it back to the scientist and the one that's kind of over like the whole effort of Pandora. I forget the guy's name, but the one that's head of the whole thing. He's kind of like annoying. He was really annoying, man. But what's the guy's name? I'm about to find it. Parker Shelfridge, the one that's kind of like over it or whatever. But the whole thing is they're trying to figure out how to live on Pandora. They want to take their nutrients and kind of like scavenge it and like make Pandora the second home for Earth. So this kind of ties back into kind of like how powerful Pandora is. If you really learn how to use the resources there, you could live there if you want to be a part of the natural working order of the place. But as humans, we want to come and invade and pillage and do all this stuff without really understanding the power of what we're doing. So I think that part was cool. The mycelium network part, using that to make Spider breathe, kind of like lets it pushes the story forward, because like what else can Pandora do? What else is available to the Navi people and all of this stuff? And I thought that was like a cool aspect of it. And
also call back to essentially Jake Sully being put from his purple body into a real Navi body, or the hybrid Navi body that he had from the military. It's the same thing, because they were accessing that same network, accessing Eywa to be able to put him in. And if you notice Sigourney Weaver's character, it's the same way they tried to save her as well, and that's all the way back to the first movie.
Yeah,
so it's a callback to that.
Yeah, it was real nice. It was a real nice tie-in. Let's go back to where Quaritch actually, goes to greet Varang. And she uses this drug to kind of look into his soul and kind of see that they're the same, because she said, "I see you." That was kind of like a callback to Naturi saying that to Jake. She sees him. "I see you." You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like a cool little tie-in. I like how James Cameron tie in the subtle elements of what they do. But I have another question for you.
Okay.
Is Quaritch becoming too central to the franchise? Or you think he's right in line? He's the right type of villain to push the story forward?
I think that's a great question. First of all, I think that they are trying to give him an arc in this, because if you heard Jake Jake tried a couple of times in this movie to convince Porridge, if he would actually connect to Pandora,
Right.
that he would be able to see things differently. I'm getting a feeling that they are trying to. I think he's going to become even more important. Now, is he too important? At this point, the story is about Jake Sully versus Porridge. Okay,
Yeah.
everything else is in the background, but the main their conflict with one another is the main story. Now, here's the deal. In the next movie, I think we may see Porridge shifting, because now that he's made this connection, you know that they had to leave us some loops. Varang did not die. Varang ain't going nowhere, and they made it seem like Porridge died. We know that Porridge is not dead. Unless we saw his body, he is not dead. He jumped off. We saw him go into the smoke. He ain't dead. We know he's not. At this point, he's died, what, 2 or 3 times in the show, and he's still alive.
At least 3 times, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not dead. And so, as much as I think he may be becoming too important to the story, I think if they have an opportunity to make 4 and 5 and complete their quadrilogy, I don't know, 5 movie series.
Yeah.
If they're able to do it, I strongly believe that his arc is going to be going away from, he's going to betray the military, and it's going to become more about him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's him, either really completely going in line with the Ash people, or if it will eventually be him going with the Ash people, but in the end being redeemed because he finally makes a connection to Eywa. I don't know. I feel like that, and that it may end up being a cop-out because I really wanted him to be dead in the first movie.
Right.
It's like a villain that you love to hate. But yeah, I think he's going to be even more important. I don't see it going any other way.
Yeah, I like that conversation. That it's like a breadcrumb. That conversation with Jake and Quaritch in the in the cell or whatever. He was like, if you just open your eyes, you'll see Pandora for what it is. And I think you're right. I think eventually he's going to become like a Jake character. He may not be as like family oriented, but he may become more a part of Pandora. He may see like the beauty in it. He may fight, to save it. He may be one of them characters at the end to kind of like turn it around and protect Pandora from the military.
And the cracks are already there with him in the military. I think this movie showed that there's some cracks with him, because before it was him being the leader. Now he's got a lot of bureaucrats essentially that are also in Pandora that have higher rank than him. And so I feel like they've sown the seeds for him to make a break and also betray the military as well.
Yeah, he got a lot of overhead, man, and he don't like that. You could tell the type of person he is. He don't like to be told what to do. He don't like to feel like he's under somebody's thumb. So I think with the RDA, he's going to end up doing his thing, and I think he's going to shock some people. Act 3, the Cove of Ancestors, the 3-way war. The finale detonates at the Cove of Ancestors, where history, spirituality, and warfare collide. We got the water people, we got RDA, we got the ash people. The Pandora itself becomes a weapon. So the water tribe, Varang, she is mortally wounded in battle and later dies in childbirth, leaving behind a daughter, Pril, Pril. Life and death intertwined in a brutal contrast. Cameron tries his best not to let us look away. Kiri ascends. Her connection to Eywa is fully ignited. She commands Pandora's aquatic life to dismantle RDA machinery, and in the sequence, it feels biblical in scale. She isn't just connected to Eywa anymore, she becomes an extension of it. Jake and Quaritch again Floating rocks, fire, water. The duel we've been circling for 3 movies erupts once more. Then Spider falls. In a moment that defines the entire film, Jake and Quaritch both drop their weapons to save Spider. 2 fathers, 2 ideologies, 1 child. It's brief, it's fragile, and it's gone in seconds. Vanishing. Quaritch refuses to surrender and disappears in fire and water. His fate deliberately ambiguous. Varang escapes, not defeated, just delayed. The war isn't over, it's evolving. Okay. All right. She saves, they saved Varang, right? I felt like she was one of the people that was supposed to die. It's a war, right? And the girl, Kiri, just lets her fly off. After all the stuff she did, you know what I'm saying? She just let her go. And I'm like, bro.
Okay, let me jump in here for a second. It wasn't just Kiri. Okay. So many times in the movie, they literally had her in a scope where you could see a bullseye around her and nobody took the shot. I was absolutely upset with that. You have this villain that y'all have had like 10 opportunities to kill. Even the Terry had her.
Yeah.
The Terry let her go. The Terry was about to cut off her braid and she still let her go. This is why I feel like the movie didn't really know what he wanted to be. Because Neytiri has been, this whole movie, she has been anger personified. She has been unreasonable. She has been mad with the world. She has been accusing Spider, ready to kill him. And then when you have a real villain in your hands who you know has killed so many people, you let her go?
Yeah.
That was definitely, I don't know if you want to call it plot armor, but a way to extend this further on because that girl is not, Varang is not a villain that goes away. She's going to regroup. So we're going to be seeing her, if they get a chance to make number 4, we're going to definitely see her again. But yeah, I feel like she was someone that should have died in the movie. I think Ronald, well, her son that had the little, he had a flat top. He died too, didn't he?
Yeah, I think a lot of Na'vi people died in this.
A lot of the Water Tribe people died.
Yeah, right.
Because they don't really believe in fighting. Like most of the time, they don't want to fight at all. I think the Forest Na'vi were more willing to fight with their bows than the Water Tribe.
Right. What was cool is we got a chance to see the big beast, Taruk Makto. Yeah, that was cool. I liked that scene. Got the chance to see him fight on that beast. I'm telling you, like the action sequences, man, was great, and that's something that's consistent through Avatar. Like the action sequences, the visuals, it's always amazing. I love looking at the behind the scenes of how they kind of do like the capture. You know, it's always amazing to look at that stuff, man. And it's looking so real. It's kind of hard to tell what's real and what's CGI, man. And I think they got that stuff down to a science, man. So Industrial Light and Magic, bro, untouchable with the graphics.
And that has been James Cameron's. I mean, literally, they invented technology for the first movie.
Yeah.
So this idea that you're going to get the most visually encompassing, consuming, I mean, just you feel like you're immersed in the world. I knew that was going to come because that's just what he does. And they achieved that, absolutely. I really always give kudos to them because you're always going to get a beautiful experience. You're going to get a wonderful world. Like, I caught myself in the movie saying to myself, these people are talking to whales.
Yeah.
Like having conversations.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did you have that feeling too?
Yeah, with the sign language. How do you know how do whales know sign language? Like it was just crazy how they got that type of dialogue, man.
Yeah.
But everything seems so cohesive though. Like it makes sense. Like, and that's the thing I really like about Avatar, like the world building and how everything connects and just makes it all makes sense, man. And James Cameron, he got that thing down to a T. Now the story arcs, you know, I think because Avatar is so successful, they run the risk of bleeding it dry. You know, we talked about Stranger Things and how we felt like it ended when it was supposed to end, and I kind of have a feeling that with Avatar, I think they're gonna ring it until they can't ring it in no more, and it may lose its flavor in some aspects, but it's still very enjoyable to watch. 3 hours is too long for a film. It's just crazy. But the good thing is the pacing it doesn't feel like you want to fall asleep in the movie, which is always good. 3 hours is crazy, yo.
Let me ask you this. Did you feel like, because I felt this way, there were times in the movie where I felt like this is a scene almost identical to something from The Way of Water. Like, for example, when the RDA was looking for Jake Sully and all the other, and I know this is a I had to keep reminding myself, this is a continuation, so you're going to see some of the same things they were doing. So they knew that he was with the water tribes, and they're going to all these different water tribes looking for him, and every time when they go, they burn something.
Yeah.
That happened again in this movie like twice, and I was like, this is almost like an identical scene to something out of The Way of Water.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I felt like even though this is a continuation of essentially picking up right after, there's not a time gap or anything. It's picking up right after the events of the previous movie. But it felt like a repeat to me. And I felt that several times. For a movie to be this long and this expensive to make, I should not have felt that way. I should have felt like this was a new experience. And I felt that too many times. So that's something that I think that was a negative.
Yeah, I think so too. I could see what you're saying. I think they have a calling card, especially Courage. Like when he goes to a village and he don't find what he's looking for, he torches the place. I think that's his calling card, and I think that's something that Varang kind of like adopted with her force. You know what I'm saying? I like that part, but I do think it can become repetitive, which brings me to my next question. What's the biggest risk for Avatar going forward? Repetition or radical change?
The biggest risk?
The biggest risk.
I don't think radical change is a risk for them. I think showing us something new is the best bet. So repetition would be a risk for me. And I say that because when I saw, and I think when we reviewed Way of Water in comparison to the first one, I felt like every movie we were going to get a completely different section of Pandora. Right. And so when we had the tree colony, and then we encountered the water colony, I was expecting this movie to be more of like, oh, this is a completely new colony. And yes, we were introduced to the Ash people, but they didn't have much of a colony. They had like a camp. That's about it. So I was expecting this movie to give us a whole different world, but we ended up back in the water world and, with the water people again for the majority of the movie.
Yeah.
So we've got extensive scenes in the water, under the water, on the water. So I felt like that's repetitive. And I think if audience goers feel like they phoned this in, it can be, the death knell, the nail in the coffin for number 4 and number 5. I really think they should have shown us more new in 3 versus 2, because I felt like we had too many things in this movie that were the same as Way of Water. Yeah. So repetition is the risk, and it may kill the series at the 3rd movie if they don't make that $1 billion mark again.
I agree. Closing moments. Belonging. The Sully family reconnects at the Spirit's Tree. Spider is finally accepted, not as a guest, but as family. Kiri introduces him to Grace Augustine and welcomes the future. So that's kind of like how it ends, man. So it kind of like mirrors Jake's experience. Like he finally becomes a part of the people. I think it was really cool that he had the little thing at the back of his neck, the antenna. I thought that was a cool little thing. I call it antenna.
I love it. Yes, he grew out his antenna. Exactly.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that was a cool little twist. I kind of want to see how they evolve him. Like, I wonder if he's gonna start mimicking like Pandora, like the Na'vi people. Like, will he start to look more like them? Will his eyes change? Will his body change? Will he get taller? Will he stretch out? Will he become blue? Like, I want to know how how that's really gonna affect him. Just kind of like the seedling, the spark of it. But I wonder how he'll transform over like the long period of time.
That's a great question, and I think with what happened, what Kiri was able to do for him, definitely is setting him on the path to a more transformation that we'll see in the next movies.
Him and Kiri might get it on.
You know, they shared a kiss in this movie, and I was like, now wait a minute. I thought y'all were like brother and sister. We're all in the same family. That was not a brother-sister kiss. Yeah, and he had a moment. There was a moment on his face where he was like, "Now wait a minute. Oh, that's different feelings going on."
Yeah,
that wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
He was a little flummoxed for a minute. He had his mind right.
Yeah, he ain't never had that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Now, how about this? What if Spider, as he grows up, ends up exchanging places with his father, and essentially his arc takes him into where his dad is thinking now, and his father, and when I say his father, I'm talking about Porridge, ends up going in the opposite direction. That would be a twist.
That would be a good twist.
And you know, I feel like there's some seeds in there that are going to lead us in that direction, because here's why I say, like they say, every villain has an origin story. They have, you know, what made me go in this direction. Natiri's utter hatred of him, even though she ended up saving him from being killed by Jake Sully in this movie, he can tell when they're having a conflict and it's about him. The way they're directing his acting, you can tell as the audience that he's like, dang, they're mad at me. They're doing something, you know, this is about me. So he knows that he's the source of this consternation and this conflict. My question is, how is that going to manifest as he continues to grow? Now he's going to be gaining some more abilities from, you know, being connected to Eywa and the Na'vi people. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Felt like in the second movie he had a little bit of he might go and be a villain, and then we know that he went and saved his father.
Yeah.
I don't know. I may be wrong, but I feel like this could happen.
I think it could happen. The thing is, I think because he became part of the people, I think the hatred that Naturi had was projected onto Spider because she lost her son. I think now though, but he's a part of the family, he may try even more to stick by Jake and them, but we don't really know the influence that Courage has on him yet. Like he always had that little "I'm your father" type of persona, and he uses that to his advantage. So it could be that Courage kind of like starts to enlist Spider. Now they both are part of like Pandora. It could really become like Courage and Spider against Jake and the family. You know what I'm saying? Because so you got a point there. And that'll be an interesting twist. I like that.
And Courage doesn't have a physical body anymore. His physical body is dead. They essentially just have his mind saved on a computer drive, And if his Navi body dies, they just clone another one and put his mind in it, essentially. So yeah, that's. I mean, maybe we'll be right. That's a prediction. Book it. We'll see if we're right in the future.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, because this movie, Avatar. I think if you pay attention to it, we know what this movie is about. But I think this installment, more than even the first two, was driving home the fact that this is the story of Africa and slavery.
Yeah.
Because you have this colonizing force come in, they have all of these weapons, they have more advanced technology. And that scene where he brings her the guns, I was so, first of all, I'm mad because you're bringing guns to people who don't know nothing about guns.
Yeah.
She asking people how to make thunder. She don't know.
Make thunder.
no way to be safe. They're gonna end up shooting each other eventually.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I'm like, dang, this is the story of Africa. This is the story of the transatlantic slave trade, because you have them come in, they side with one party, and you got two warring parties, and if they're in a battle, well, they end up, the people that they capture from the other tribe, they send them off into slavery.
You're right, man.
I kind of struggled with that, because I felt that from the first movie, it's overarching tale of good versus evil, but at the same time, man, this one, it was so obvious that that's what it was. That's the overarching background of it.
Yeah. Well, art imitates life, man, and that's it's got a lot of remnants of slavery and colonization and all the stuff you said, man. Yeah. We got themes and takeaways: fire versus water, destruction versus renewal, blurred morality, Navi are no longer sacred by default, grief as a catalyst, loss shapes heroes and villains alike, belonging, biology doesn't define family, your choices does. Box office and reception: Avatar, Way of Water, Fire and Ash made $1.09 billion.
It's already at the billion mark. Wow.
At the $1 billion mark, man. Worldwide in 3 weeks. Highest grossing film currently this year. Ain't that many films came out. But as of
this one came out in December though, right?
Yeah, but as of the end of December and January, this is the highest grossing film. It's praised for its visuals and an emotional weight, as always. It's criticized for its 3-hour, 15-minute runtime with familiar narrative rhythms. Yeah, man. With the road ahead, Avatar saga continues. Avatar 4 is soon to be released in December 21st, 2029. It includes a major 6-year time jump. First act is already filmed to preserve the younger cast. Avatar 5, December 19th, 2031. Tentative title: The Quest for Eywa. Neturi visits Earth. Quaritch remains the central antagonist. Cameron has ideas for Avatar 6 and 7, but he speaks about potentially stepping back into a producer role and training someone to take over as a director. So Pandora's story is far from finished. I'm kind of nervous about that, man. I hope they don't bleed it dry. I mean, it's always going to be great to look at, but the story arc is going to be, because how much more can you tell, without pushing the boundaries,
And even in the battles, because in the Way of the Water movie, now I didn't do a rewatch on this, and I normally do a rewatch, but if my memory serves me correctly, Kiri was able to connect with Eywa and call the warrior, essentially the warrior mother, and be able to use that power to activate all the different beasts and animals on Pandora to come into the fight. That happened in the second movie, right?
Yeah, I think it was kind of like a spark of it, and that's kind of like how they took this part further in the film. Like At the beginning, in the Way of Water, Kiri was kind of connecting with Eywa, but she really didn't know what was going on. In this movie, she kind of has a better idea of how that is. You know, she doesn't have a father. That's her story. She basically came from Eywa, like kind of like Jake did. You know, he you know, so that's kind of like her story. She came from Eywa by way of the doctor. I forget her name, played by Sigourney Weaver. But Sigourney Weaver plays Kiri too, so she's doing double duty.
Mm-hmm. And I have to remind myself that Zoe Saldana is in this movie because I forget every time until I read it.
Yeah, she does a great job as Naturi, man.
Yeah, she does. Although Naturi was on my doggone nerves in the beginning of the movie. How are you gonna be mad at somebody else because of somebody dying?
Yeah.
And then Sully gonna try to blame his son Loak for his brother's death. I'm like, man, come on now. How you gonna blame your kid for somebody else for their brother dying? That's horrible.
You know your son is hard-headed, boy. All right. Cinema Goodness Hall of Fame. Who was the MVP for you? MVP of the film.
That's a great question. The MVP has to be Kiri. Has to be. Because I think without her, you don't save Spider. Without her, you don't bring the warrior mother, to be able to bring all the other creatures in to fight, essentially, and they end up getting killed without winning in that last. I mean, ultimately, they still don't win the last battle for the most part. But yeah, they would have gotten mollywopped if they hadn't had some help. So yeah, I say Kiri.
Okay. I agree. I'm with Kiri. Who had the best arc?
Best arc in this film or in all three thus far?
All three films. Who has the best arc?
That is a great question. Who do you think? Let me think about it.
I had something written down, but I'm gonna go with I'm on Jake Sully, man. I like where they taking him, man. Like from where he started as a warrior, you know what I'm saying, as a soldier, and somebody just there for just the hell of it because it's a job and he can't do nothing. Really, he enlisted in this thing because he ain't had no legs, and where they took him from until now, he's like a leader, bro, and he just fighting for his family. He's really a part of Pandora, and he's been my favorite, just throughout.
And I'm gonna agree with you on that, but I will give a honorable mention to Loak.
The son, yeah.
Loak was, the one who was, like you said, he's hard-headed, and he's notorious for not following the instructions and being off task and having negative consequences as a result of him being off task. Mm-hmm. I feel like that wrapped into his character because when he and the other tribe leaders' kids are like, if he is an outcast, talking about the whale Payam or Picam, I believe. If he is an outcast, I'm an outcast. And then they all said, I'm an outcast. So I feel like he's really coming up and learning how to take responsibility. And I like his arc as well. Yeah. If Jake Sully dies in this and doesn't make it into the end, it will not be Natiri, it will be Loak.
Yeah, I like that. Most iconic moment of this film.
Most iconic. Let's see. I like the most. That's just what I like. I really thought that Kiri fighting through because she had a block. So she jumps in and she's fighting, and then Spider joins her, and then Took joins, and they all fight together. I think that's it.
I like that.
I think that's it.
I like that.
Because it took all of them to get through that little forest, trying to get through the wilderness, essentially, to be able to finally get to Eywa. So I think that was a great moment.
I like that. We're gonna go with that one. Most punchable. The most punchable.
Most punchable.
Yeah.
Got to be Varang.
Yeah.
Got to be.
And her flamethrower people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Although I understand how she feels.
Yeah.
She felt abandoned. And because she felt abandoned by Eywa, she replaced Eywa with fire.
Yeah. Yeah. She worships fire now.
Essentially.
Last question.
Okay.
Does fire and ash raise the ceiling for Avatar?
No.
No.
Not to me. I feel like too much of this movie was the same as the previous movie. I think they should have taken it a step further. So does it raise the bar or raise the ceiling for me? No. I feel like we got the same level of visuals. I feel like we were in, for the most part, the same environment. We didn't get a completely new environment. And there wasn't very much world building when we did visit the Ash people. Like I said before, they looked like they just had a camp. They didn't even we didn't get an Ash people's world. And if we did, maybe most of it hit the cutting room floor. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it raised the ceiling. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I'm with you. No. What would you rate this film?
I think it's a good 7. I think it's a strong 7. It has all of the qualities that Avatars have had, but it definitely has some drawbacks. But I don't think they killed the movie. I think that they're more like areas of opportunity or disappointment of what they could have done.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would say if we were just rating it on the action and the fighting, they did a great job on those scenes.
Yeah.
Those are probably in the 8 to 9. The fighting is good. I love that the action, the movement, all of that is cool because you feel like you're there. I just wish the story was better this time.
I could agree with that. I could agree with a 7. I was thinking about a 6, honestly, but I could go with 7. Man.
That don't happen very much.
Yeah, man. I was on the 6, bro. I just felt like it was just too long. It was too stretched out. Some of the stuff didn't need to be in the film, and yeah.
Listen, if you believe the 6, like I said, all the way back to Wakanda Forever, strong 6. Stand 10 toes down.
No, I could go with a 7 though. I could go with a 7. I could go with a 7. I'm on it.
Okay.
7. Yeah, I like that. All right, family. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Anything, JP, you want to say to the people?
No, thank y'all for watching. Keep watching and listening, and we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. If y'all want us to review or watch some shows or a movie, anything like that, let us know. Put it down in the comments. We'll be sure to check it out. Until next time, you have a light that is out of this world. Let it shine to be the richness that this world deserves. Much love, family. Be enriched.
Peace.